kissed her cat. Not but he had a hernia, but she kissed her cat. Not because he had a hernia, because she kissed her cat. And he had a hernia, and she kissed her cat. And I went to bed. And they experienced deja vu. And Mortimer imagined he was an astronaut. And these events, these moments, linked solely by the concurrent existence, linked solely by and you are sitting there, and you are sitting there, and you, at the same time, are sitting right there. Side by side universes. Let me tell you a story. I want to tell you the story. 3 nights ago, I was... Alright, forget the story. For the moment. Just let them talk. And remember that. And.
Yeah, so it's pretty much decided now. It's inevitable, I guess. Dad's cancer. The prognosis is pretty much set. I mean, we've been through the prayer circles and they're still going and all, but the prayers have changed from asking for healing to asking for dealing, acceptance, that sort of thing. So he's home now, Dad, and he got quite a bit of equipment with him. Tanks, hoses, even a special bed. And he asked the doctors if he could come home, and they said it was okay. Well, as okay as being anywhere. Home, the hospital, the park, Disneyland, wherever. I guess that's one good thing about death. It's portable.
And.
Who do my teachers think they are? Or a better question, who do they think I am? A homework machine? The geek of all geeks who has no life, who wants to spend 5 hours a night on schoolwork? Listen, here's a basic concept. Home, school. Home, school. 2 separate places. It should stay separate. I don't bring my mom to the school so I can have my raking there, do I? I don't bring my sister to the school so I can have my arguments with her there, do I? No, those are home things, to be done at home. So why should I bring my school things to my home? Home, school, keep them separate.
And.
Okay, I can take it that my brother didn't notice my haircut. No big deal. He probably would have noticed if his own face fell off. And my father, well, where do you think my brother got his attention to detail from? Now my mother noticed, since she drove me to the appointment in the first place. That doesn't count. Nothing from my teachers, nothing from my classmates, nothing from the bus driver, nothing from the dog, the cat, the goldfish. I could live with all that non-attention to my haircut. But when I cornered Jason, my supposed boyfriend of 3 months, and asked him point blank, notice anything different? When he looks me up and down and finally says, new bra, that put me over the edge.
And.
We're like killing the planet with all of our cars and our hairspray. It's like we're causing all this global warming. And like, I heard you can't even ski in the Alps anymore. And that's so not right. That's practically un-American if you ask me. And Venice, I told you about that, didn't I? Like, if I even wanted to go to Venice and have some guy singing to me in one of those curved canoe things. Cannolis? Gondolas, that's it. If I even wanted to do that in the future, I might not even be able to, because all there would be is, like, water. And you can't even take a gondola ride in just water. There's no Venice to, like, be in. It's so sad. I, like, can't even tell you.
I need to tell you the story. 3 nights ago, we were all home. My family. My mother, my father, and my 2 sisters. My older sister was... No, I shouldn't start there. Okay, not yet. Back to these people, right. And...
Dartmouth was my reach school. I got rejected, no big surprise. I was okay with that. Most kids get rejected from their reach schools, right? Bodwin, that was what you might call my semi-reach. I would have felt lucky if I'd gotten in. I didn't have the chance to feel lucky, though. Rejection 2 from Bodwin. But I was okay, because I still had BU and then Ithaca, and I was sure I was going to get into at least one of them, if not both. mean, they're both decent schools. I wouldn't try to hang my head. That is, until they sent me the, "I'm sorry, but you're just not worthy of us" letters. At that point, I could justifiably hang my head. In complete shame.
Give us another. And
I'm always getting these hangnails. Don't you hate that? They get caught on everything and they hurt. And then they get all red and irritated, and I try not to chew on them, but it's like they're practically calling out to you. My fingers look like, I don't know what they look like. They look like fingers with hangnails on them. Why do you suppose I get them so often? It's not like they're hereditary or anything, unless maybe dry skin is hereditary. They're not exactly dry, they're more like, I don't know what they're like. They're more prone to hangnails, that's all. And I have them, and they hurt. And sometimes I just want to bite my fingers off, you know? Do you get them?
great. One more. Then I'll. One more then. And
He's a great guy. He really is. He's sort of old-fashioned nowadays. He opens doors for me, carries my books. I know. It's pretty corny, but I like it. He's sweet, considerate. He calls when he says he's going to, picks me up on time. He even bought me this beautiful rose yesterday. So why am I being so crazy to actually thinking about breaking up with him just because he's a noisy kisser? I mean, that's so shallow. I'm not like that, usually. It's just his nose. It clicks. Somewhere way up in his nasal passage, when we kiss, it makes this clicking noise. I can't ignore it. I've tried, believe me. It's not that he's a bad kisser, except for the... Okay, every time we start to kiss, I think of this documentary I once saw about this African tribe that communicates with clicks. I don't know about you, but that does not create a romantic mood.
yes, good. You have to keep in mind too. You have to remember that all of these things are happening all at once, connected only by proximity. I mean, within a relatively small area, you have all these people dealing with their various situations. Within, as is the case here, within the confines of a single building, of a school, you have all these things going on. And this, and that, and this, and that. But it's not actually something you can separate like that. I mean, it looks like there's an order to it, but that's arbitrary. It's not 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. That's artificial. It's and. It's like this.
I mean,
You see? It's confusion. It's pandemonium. But this is what the world is like. You have to separate people out to hear them.
I come in at 7 feet. Everybody around me is all, oh, look at her, coming in at 7. I can clear it with my eyes shut. I can clear it with a twisted ankle, and that's no joke, because I did that 2 weeks ago at a meet against Springville. Hell, I could come in at 7'6". No problem. You know what? I could come in at 9 feet. I can hear everyone now if I just did that. Oh wow, look at her going in for 9 feet. She's crazy good. But here's what they don't know. The second I hear that bar has been leveled up, I can't. I mean, I could have cleared it on my first attempt by 1.5 feet. But no, the second I hear that bar goes up by 1 foot, 1/2 inch, I can't. I just can't clear it.
Yes. Good. Right. We singled her up for a moment, just so she could be heard, which is nice, but when we do that, we can miss the point. We can forget about the simultaneity, the and factor. So, try not to. It's crucial. Crucial. 3 nights ago, God, how could I not know? I'm still not ready. And
Do you know what a scrim is? It's a type of curtain that, when you shine a light on it from the front, it's opaque. But when you shine a light on it from behind, you can see right through it. But usually, even when you can see through it, a scrim makes what whatever it is behind it kind of dark, kind of muted. Unless you really blast the light on it, the colors just get dulled down by a scrim. Well, you know what? I see the whole world like that. Like everything is behind a scrim, and the backlighting isn't very strong. Either way, well, maybe the world isn't really bleak. I admit, it's probably just me, that maybe I'm the one with the scrim over my eyes like a blindfold. But either way, it's all dull and shadowy and all the time. I know how to get into my father's gun cabinet.
And
I mean, right now, all I have to go on is just a hunch, you know? But hey, hunches have started a lot of very important discoveries. When Newton got hit in the head with an apple, even though that probably never happened in real history, it gave him a hunch and then he invented gravity. So my hunch is that they've been making candy bars smaller and smaller over the past few years. And it's not just me. It's not just because my mouth was smaller that I think candy bars are bigger. Plus, here's the thing. Now they have these king-size bars that they charge almost like double the money over the regular-size ones. But I think that the king-size bars are actually just the same size as the regular ones used to be. Seriously, I'm going to do a study on this.
You know what? There's just 2 left. I'm just gonna let them finish. Then I'll tell my story. But remember, all at once, right? Simultaneity. And
Your clothes are never curling up and keeping you warm. They make you feel good if you wear just the right one. They fit just right and look just right in comfort. If you want to get something more off other people, then that's you. You are right. You are who you think you are. So when your clothes are not fitting you anymore, not because you're getting older, not because you're getting fat. They hurt your teams, they're tight, but worse than that, they hurt because they communicate something both out to other people and back to you. And not all, you're kind of part of it.
and
He's such an idiot, my brother is. Such a stupid, macho, narrow-minded, hero-loving idiot. He actually came to me with a huge grin on his face and told me he's shipping out to Iraq next week. Yes, he said, I'm going to get some action. I'm going to get some action? How can 2 people like my parents combine their genes and produce him, and then combine them again to produce me? I just don't understand how he's going to go fight in a war and think it's kind of an adventure. Like he's just going to go play his war games and come home and skate. The problem is, if he weren't my brother, I would just write him off as an ignorant bullethead and send him off on his merry way. The problem is, I love him more than anything you can say. I'm going to worry every damn second he's over there.
okay. Everyone has had their say. It's incredible, don't you think? While his father is dying of cancer, she's worried about the shrinking of candy bars. And she's anxious about clearing a particular height in the pole vault. And she's depressed about the way her pants fit, at the same time that she's planning suicide at the very same moment that she has another hangnail. It's amazing, and somehow so horrible. My story. I need to tell you about that. I can't just do it with words, though. I have to have you see it. This will just take me a minute to set up. I don't want you to miss what I'm trying to convey here. I need some visuals. This is my father. Say hello, Dad. Just kidding. This just take me a minute to set up. If I had the resources, I'd bring the whole house in, so you get a better sense of the spatial relationships between the various situations that were going on. This is my dad. He's downstairs in the den. And about 20 or so feet, up and over, my mother is in my parents' bedroom. My little sister is upstairs also. Actually, quite close to my mother, separated only by a wall. And my big sister, she's in her room, downstairs in the basement, right next to. Can't believe it. I forgot about me. I'm there too, of course, in the downstairs living room, which is, like I said, fairly close to my sister's bedroom. My older sister's. Her name is Adrian. You can't see her, she's under the blanket. That's how it was. My little sister here is Julia. My mother is Donna, my father, Brian. I'm Aaron. This is my house 3 nights ago. And now that I look at what I've set up, I'm not sure I can tell you what happened. So what do you make of this? Anyway, the and factors I call it. How do you square it? Or do you even try? I mean, what are we supposed to do about the fact that at any given moment, 1 million separate happenings are playing out? More than 1 million. 1 billion. 1 billion billion. But you can lose track of all that when you start getting into numbers that astronomical. You can't lose track, however, if you just consider the size, the space, the confines of one place. One house, one school. I mean, this is only a sampling up here. Iraq and Venice and noisy kisses and too much homework. You have to deal with the chaos somehow. You have to, don't you? So what are we to do? What are we supposed to do? Just listen. And
How am I not supposed to be mad at my father? His cells have mutated and now they're killing him. How can I be mad at that? But I am. I'm so mad at him.
And
Let's at least count them off, okay? A lot of if you've been working on homework for over an hour, you have to quit and go watch television or something.
and
I spent 2 hours waiting, and 1.5 hours actually getting it cut, only to have him think that I got a new bra? Guess I know what he pays attention to.
and
What about the polar bears? I mean, in like 100 years, people might not even have the chance to have a coat made out of a polar bear, because they'll be like, gone.
and
Yesterday was the final blow, the one I never expected. The letter from Keene State, my safety school. Thanks, but no thanks. So much for safety.
and
Have you heard how amputees can still feel their missing limbs? I wonder if people who have lost their fingers can feel phantom hangnails.
and
What am I supposed to do? Hand one of those nasal strips every time he leans in to kiss me? I don't see that in our relationship.
and
My coach even tried to fool me the other day. He said that height was 8'9" and it was actually 9'3". Did it help? No! It's like my brain knows. It's allergic to anything over 9 feet.
and
I don't want to make a mess. Oh, we have some plastic from when we painted the ceilings. I'll put those out on the floor before I do it. It'll save Mom some trouble.
And
I mean, I don't want to sound paranoid or anything, but candy bars are important to kids. If you shrink them but charge the same amount of money for them, it's like some big national lie.
and
Sure, I could just go buy bigger pants, but part of the price of those pants is that hefty self-esteem tax.
and
Soldiers are sons, grandsons, husbands, nephews, and brothers. Stupid macho brothers. And if they die, their sisters die along with them.
I watched you. I watched you as you listened. You frowned. You laughed. You grimaced. You smiled. From one moment to the next, one story to the next, you all reacted. That's good. That's human. But you have to remember, right? Remember the phenomenon I've been describing to you.
I mean,
How do we laugh and frown and grimace and cry and smile and shout for joy and scream for grief? How do we react to all of it going on around us every second? How? Or do we even try? My father's in the net, nodding off as he tries to finish up his meal.
Oh, man. I can never stay awake this time of night.
My mother's in her bed, saying prayers.
God, how may we better serve thee?
And my sister Julia is playing with her toy house.
Darn it, I wish I had another tea set.
I'm playing with Maxbox, trying to. So what should we do here? Huh? Should we have some fun? Should we manipulate this confluence of concomitant conflicts? Mix them together for our own personal entertainment and possible edification?
My father is dying of homework.
Ha!
And they have a ton of candy bars tonight.
Yeah!
And my boyfriend makes 9 feet in the polo and kisses me.
That's a good one.
And I got rejected from every hangout I applied to.
That's gotta hurt.
And my haircut will be like underwater within the next decade.
Sounds like a fashion problem to me.
And my kiss has a hangnail.
Not quite sure how that works.
And no one noticed my Venice.
My Venice. That's great!
And I can't kill myself on the pole vault.
I bet you can!
And I think I want to make a funny noise.
We'll be our guest!
and I swear they're making Iraq smaller than they used to.
Must have shrunk in the wash.
And my cancer doesn't fit anymore.
My cancer. That's perfect.
And my brother's going to school.
Well, he shouldn't. How else will we get educated? Wasn't that a hoot? The old Mad Libs treatment, huh? Mix and match conflicts. It's a game you can play at home. Wasn't that a laugh, right? I mean, wasn't that... Maybe just making light of it all. Maybe that's what we should... How we should... In case you haven't inferred this fact by now, I am concurrently desperate to tell my story and petrified to tell my story. Notice that, the and factor within the tiny space of my own mind, coexisting and contradictory desires. I don't lack intelligence. I hope you've seen that fact demonstrated too. I mean, someone stupid would not have had the wherewithal to create this production, this extravaganza illustrating his inner conflict. No, that takes smarts. You've heard my words, my vocabulary. How many stupid people do you know that can throw around such words as concurrent and simultaneity and spatial relationships and wherewithal? My school grades, as well as my standardized test scores, will bear out my assertion. I am not stupid. I am not unaware. How could I not have known? to speak to God. My sister Julia is redecorating her doll's house. I am playing Gudrun's War, a game of world domination set on a planet far from Earth. I am currently trying to figure out how to beat the arch enemies of Gudrun, the Kragonites. Adrian is in her room. She is not alone. So what are we to do? Judge them? Categorize them? After all, it's ridiculous to think we can handle the and factor in its entirety. Shut up! You have to make distinctions, divisions, isolations. It's a human tendency. You can't help it!
So he sleeps a lot now, and everyone in the family takes turns being with him.
On a scale of 1 to 10 then, how serious is the situation? Fleetingly insignificant gets a 1, globally cataclysmic, a 10. Father died of cancer, a 7.
I'm never gonna get this all done. And I'm gonna pile on more tomorrow.
Homework overload, 4.
And it's not like I got a trim either. I totally changed my look.
Haircut troubles, 3.
If we don't start smartening up and saving on our gas, our whole ozone will be gone.
Now, here, this gets tough. I mean, she's complaining about climate change, which would normally be in the 9 or 10 category, but she's being completely ignorant and selfish with her perspective, which would or could merit a 3 or a 4, or possibly even lower. Have to take an average. 6.
I'm so done. Like what? I mean, we're going to consider community college?
Again, the attitude causes some 4.
My mom's going to give me this new skin lotion I'm going to try.
2.
Maybe I should start making noises in my own room, I guess, to drown him out.
2. 0.5. Or no, if any have haircut go to 3, maybe I should. You see how hard this is?
Seriously, I even went online to see if there was such a thing as a sports hypnotist.
Is college disappointment worse than pole vaulting disappointment? 3.
I've been working on this note for the past week now.
Should imminent death from cancer rank as high as imminent self-destruction? 6. But that puts her on par with global warming, girl. I don't know.
If I could just get my hands on a 10-year-old candy bar, then I could compare.
That I give a 1.
So now my once favorite pants just hang in my closet at the last place where I'm ashamed.
Oh. I don't know. She really does seem to be in pain over this weight thing, but in the grand scheme of the universe, 5. Or maybe it's a 4. No, 5.
So he's going over there, and every time the phone rings, we're all going to cringe.
About the parents, but below the suicide. 5.5? Because maybe your brother won't be killed over there. But embedded in her situation, is there also a general complaint about the nature of a world where wars happen? Or at least a general objection to this war in particular? Maybe it's a 6. So let's look at what we've done. We've taken the various components that make up a single simultaneous and from a particular time and place, and we've ranked them. So now perhaps we should group them. Right. 8s through 10s, right there. 6s and 7s, right there. 3s through 5s, take this spot, and anyone below 3, right here.
Good. Now what we've done is we've made distinctions between the various concomitant situations. Isn't that... I thought I had 4 rooms. Oh, well, I didn't grade anything above a 7, that's right. Anyway, what we've now done is... what we have is... something... completely useless. Go away. All of you, just go away! You've made a point. Cancer, and candy bars, and suicide, and homework, and hangnails, and... We got it. And Dad, semi-sleeping. And Mom, supplicating God. And Julia with her dolls. And me, trying to conquer an electronic non-world. And Adrian. And Adrian with the... And Adrian. In her room being... Never mind. I can't do this. Never mind! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I meant to tell you the point of all of this, but I didn't mean to waste your time.
Aaron.
Adrian, how are you doing?